Hi everyone, thanks for joining me in my garden. Today I am going to plant clematis, and you guys, most of you know that I already have one clematis video out, which we planted last spring, or actually I transplanted last spring. So I'm going to plant 5 more clematis today. So there is all 5 of them belong to group 2, large flowering clematis. As many of you know, there are 3 groups of clematis. It's early flowering, late flowering, and large flowering group. And so today I'm planting the large ones, and large ones are my favorite. I do love some of the early ones as well, but they require a lot of shades. I don't have the area yet to I'm not sure exactly where I want to plant them, but there are a few of them that I really like Armandii, Apple Blossom. It looks so beautiful. Like a couple of them I kind of like to plant here. They're also it can be evergreen. Those evergreen varieties are really, really nice because they do have a nice large kind of tropical looking leaves, which they stay green all winter long. It brings a nice winter interest to the garden. So anyway, I'd like to plant maybe a couple of early varieties later down the road in my shady area as I go forward. But today I'm going to go bold and plant them in a little sunnier spot, which is going to be closer to the fence where the trees are, and I'm hoping that the afternoon sun will miss it. So many of you guys know that clematis are a little tricky because they like to have their flowers in the sun, but the roots, they like to be in a cool area. And so I'm also thinking to plant, quite a few plants around it to create shade for the roots to keep them cool. But I feel like when they're in the sun, they flower a little better, although they don't mind, filtered sun or morning sun, afternoon shade is preferable. So we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. So anyway, these 3 clematis are going to go on this structure here. And in my previous videos, I kind of explained that this metal structure has been here in the garden in the other area. So I removed that. And I think this was old hanging that people just hung clothes, which is pretty common in France for people to hang their clothes outdoors to dry after they're washed. But for me, I have it in my heart to recycle it. I don't know why. Kind of like how big it is because I can have 3 clematis growing on it, and this will be literally full. Honestly, by the time they're mature, no one probably will even see what's behind it, and all this green metal will probably just disappear in the trees anyway. I think it's going to be really pretty because it's quite wide, and it's so what I did here, I went ahead and basically built this strong metal kind of squares on it. That way this will help clematis to grow on it, and I also can anchor them, or tie them on these wires to help them grow. So one of the clematis is going to be Francisca, and it's really pretty. I don't have a picture, but we will pop it on a screen so you can see the flower. It's a double flower, and it's kind of deep purple. It's really, really beautiful. I had one of those in Colorado. I really liked them, so I really want to have one here as well. And then 2 other sides, I'm going to go with the with the Duchess of Edinburgh clematis, which is I'll bring it close up so you guys can see. These are this is new for me. It's glaring. These clematis are really supposed to be really beautiful. They're wide. They're about 6 to 7 inch. Should have 6 to 7 inch flowers, and they're double, so they're supposed to be really, really beautiful. I'm really excited for these ones. And I'm also going to plant multi-blue, which are doubles as well. And for the double clematis, I kind of want you guys to know that some probably I will come this way. Some of the clematis probably will be like, I think these white ones, Duchess of Edinburgh, probably will have double flowers all the time. My experience with double clematis, and Francisca also that I had in Colorado, seemed like it was always double. But for the double ones, in my experience, usually they become double on the old wood. So last year's growth will actually do have a double flowers, and the New Year's growth usually will have a single ones. That's just my experience. I've seen them happen in with my previous clematis. Some of them don't probably. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this white one does. But I'm really excited about this one. And so I'm going to have three. So middle one will be purple, two whites, and then two multi-blue will go on that obelisk right there. So I'm kind of excited. And I purchased them early very early in the spring. So what I did is they were very good price, and so I went ahead and took advantage of it. So they're right here growing. Like this one, you can see this is a Francisca. It's already really needs to go in a permanent spot. These two little guys are Duchess of Edinburgh. And then I have two multi-blues here, and they're all growing. So I'm going to move them two there and three right there. For the clematis, I usually like to cover the base with the rocks because I had good luck covering them with the rocks. It helps them to become cool. I also to stay cool. I also read recently that when we plant clematis, it's better to have a good compost or a good compost or whatever element that you will mix with your soil to keep it to make it rich. In my case, it's my homemade compost. Usually they say it's better to have it on the bottom of the roots versus to mix it in the soil, which I normally do. So because when the rich part of the soil is on the bottom, the roots intend to gravitate towards the compost, and so they start growing down, and that's what we want for clematis, to start for the roots to go as far down as possible, because farther they go, cooler they will stay. So I'm going to do that this time. Anyway, and a couple of things I wanted to show you. Last year I planted clematis, so I wanted to update you on that. And then the one that we transplanted, one of our viewers asked if I can update on that. So I'm going to go ahead and show them how they're doing really quick, and then we'll come back and I can get this started. Okay, so this we went ahead and moved this container up here. I had this one sitting down closer to the house for a while, and honestly it's been kind of neglected down there because I had succulents and they mostly got rainwater. It was kind of out of reach for me to constantly get there and water them, so they really weren't doing that great. So I decided to bring them here. I can take care of them a little better, and it will look really nice to have this container here. But today I also noticed, you guys, that a leaf cutter bee actually made a nest here, and so I was working here and I saw this bee flying, and I really was confused what kind of insect it was because I saw his tail was like green. I was like, what is this? And I looked, it was actually a leaf cutter bee, which it was really awesome for me because I recognize when I see, the leaves has been cut, and I know that leaf cutter bee does that, but I've never seen them actually carry the leaf. It was really cool how I was like carrying on his little back legs and just kind of pulling inside. So there's a little hole here that he made a nest, and they just kind of go in there. Maybe George, maybe you can show. This is really fun. Do you see this? Look at that. Look at that hole. So that's where they made a nest right there. He was going in and out and taking these leaves inside. It was really interesting to see. So anyway, let's go this way, you guys. You notice everything when you're in the garden all the time. And look at this spider webs. Yesterday I cleaned them out. I wanted this spider to go and make nests somewhere else and not here. This morning I come out and look at this. Look at how huge he worked so hard last night. Look at that. This is like he built 2 whole ones again overnight. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it for today. But let's go this way. So this clematis is doing really good. I planted this last year. It was very small, and it's PU variety. It belongs to second group against a large flowering group, and I mean it's doing pretty good. Clematis, for me, I need to give them a little time to really establish. They're doing it's doing good. I believe that while I was away, my garden, as many of you guys saw, my garden was incredibly dry when I got here. I literally started soaking the garden, and so lots of the plants definitely showed stress of the dryness. So they were all suffocating really, and so I started watering. I think that's why the leaves are kind of really yellow. But you can see the new ones are doing pretty good. There's several blooms on it. It's looking good. I think it will rebound and start doing well. I have another one planted right here. And this one, oh my goodness, this one was doing really good. Honestly, it had a beautiful foliage, and it was literally up here, you guys. I made a really bad cut. I thought it was the dead branch, and the whole thing came out. I seriously, I was just gonna burst out in tears and start crying. But there was nothing I could do, and so I just have to wait until it actually rebounds back. But you can see on the bottom, it's looking good. It has more coming out, so it will be okay. So, you know, when the plants are new, it takes time for them to mature and acclimate. So they're doing still pretty good, I think, for 1 year, for 1 season. So now let's go to the other side, and I'll show you what the other clematis look like. Look at this rose, you guys. This is one of my peace roses. Look how huge this one is. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. So go this way. Actually, I'm going to take my pruner so I can show you how I do it. Hi, baby. Hi, where are you coming from? Huh? So this is the clematis, you guys. It's doing okay. It's healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just really suffered from dryness. You can see I need to tie this one. It actually has, I can believe it has energy to even bloom. But it did have one more bloom. I'm keep soaking it. It looks like while I was away, they see, this is all dry damage right here. You can see it was really dry, so it takes time for them bounce back. But it hung in there while I was gone, and so I'm keep soaking it. Hopefully it will start bouncing back. You can see right here it started giving start branching out right there, and then I think when it got really dry, actually the whole growth stopped, because you can see it was already budding. So I'm just gonna let it be, and you know, over time it will come around. It will be fine. This is actually not a bad. I'm keep debating all the time if this is a good spot for it or not. But I'm keep looking, and I think it's really not a bad spot. It's shady, but it's pretty filtered. Light comes through the tree, so it's not really dark shade or anything like that, and it stays cool, so it should be fine. But I wanted to show you really quick how I usually prune them. So for example, this one, you can see I haven't touched yet. I kind of been just trying other stuff, getting my others to catch up with all the other stuff. But In the spring, when it's time to prune the clematis, all I do usually just take out all the dead parts of this clematis. So for the this one is a Veronica's Choice. It's a very beautiful one. It's a double, and it also belongs to the second group of clematis. They really don't like to be pruned much, you know. They flower on old wood and on new wood, so there is no reason to cut them or prune them. The only time you have to prune them if you're taking removing all the damaged branches or diseased, if it's diseased, or if you just want to control the size. That's the only time you have to prune them. So for example, right now there is a spent flower. I usually always take all the spent flowers out because that would help them to flush another set of flowers, hopefully in a midsummer towards late summer. But you see all these little, I don't know how they're little, their hands. These are these are their little. What do you call it in English? These things where they try to. This is what they climb with, right? So they kind of wrap themselves around the areas and they start climbing themselves. And then when the following season they die. And then they, they're just the access part. What I do in the spring is I just go ahead and cut them, and I just clean them and remove all of these dead branches. So they're not going to do anything for us at all. So usually I just clean them out, and I'll cut that in a little bit because I need to. So I just remove them completely. And honestly, I don't really like planting my clematis with roses or other shrubs, or even sometimes on the trees, because they get really jumbled up and parts of them die, like you can see. And some of them, then if you can't reach them and you can't really, I mean, it's a personal choice for me. Like if I can't clean them and properly keep them where I really want them to be, I don't really like that, because then I just have to look at all the dead branches season after season. I really don't like that. And with the roses, I mean, they get really jumbled up. It's really difficult to prune them, and you kind of like let them do their thing every year, and I don't really like that. So usually what I like to do is go in the spring, clear out all the dead areas, and then just have the stem, make sure you're wrapping them around. Like for example, this one, it's completely dead, you see right here. So this one needs to be removed right here. This one is not coming back, not going to come back. It's completely dead. It got dry. And so then you just clean it out, and then get your new lines, figure out how you want them to go. They're all neat and clean and everything, and then they just really will flush with lots of new flowers, and will reward you for it for sure. Anyway, so this is our transplanted clematis. So now we will go back, and I can go ahead and plant my new clematis. Let's go this way. Since we are passing by here, I want to show you this beautiful camellia. Look at that. Isn't that like perfection? It got really dry, you guys, as well. I had to go ahead and prune a big branch here, but it's bound. You see, this is the dryness right here. The signs of dryness. So slowly it's coming back and actually blooming now. It's starting to get really happy because it's getting water. So, and my whole trellis got collapsed in the wind. Look at this. So we need to go ahead and figure out how to get this fixed. But I have a honeysuckle that it's growing. I think this honeysuckle used to be here long before we arrived, and it's planted down there. So it's been climbing up, and I thought, oh, I can just have something to climb on, but the wind just really broke it. So I have to figure out what to do here. And I have another one planted on this side, but I really want this to spread here just because it smells amazing. It's really beautiful. I love it. I just need to go ahead and prune them and figure out what I have to do with it. It's always something in the garden. So let's go this way. Okay, so I'm going to plant my Francisca first. So Francisca is the purple one and it's going to go in the middle. Hi, buddy. You're such a good boy. Hi, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? Hi, baby. Oh, you're eating ants. Oh. Don't eat them. Look at them. He's just sitting and eating ants. There must have been an ant nest there, George. Hey, buddy. Okay, guys, so the clematis are planted. I think they will be growing really well here. I'm kind of feeling confident because this area gets really lots of sun all day. However, in the afternoon, it kind of starts shifting the direction and kind of goes towards that, kind of like this direction. So anything here on this side gets in the shade in the afternoon, so sun will not be glaring on it in the afternoon, and afternoon sun is always the hottest, where the plants really just don't like. Some things can take it, like roses and such, they just love it and they thrive in the heat, but certain things they just doesn't. I think they probably will do really well because the flowers and plants will actually benefit from the sun, but not the roots. So hopefully we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes, and then obviously I'll update you guys as I show you guys all my plans. So this is all for today. You guys have a wonderful week. Thank you to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my videos, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.